What's up guys, welcome back to Daniel Talks Football right here on YouTube. I'm Daniel and we are back with another video. In this video we're going to be talking about Erik ten Hag's sacking and Ruben Amorim's appointment as new Manchester United manager. We've got a man beside us who needs no introduction on this channel. You've seen him before after a certain England game.
Yeah.
We're not in spoons this time and none of us are adding any pints this time, so hopefully all the footballing decisions... Unfortunately. Yeah, absolutely. We're here to talk about the football club that are literally just over there.
Yeah.
Manchester United. And the decisions that were made yesterday. Erik ten Hag was let go. The statement was that he left the football club.
Yeah.
We all know he was sacked, and then they went, "Do you want to say you left?" And he went, "Yes, please." So, what are your thoughts? Erik ten Hag sacked.
Well, you know me, Daniel. You know
I
was a big supporter of Ten Hag. You know, I think past 3 years, especially his first season, he gave me some of the best memories I've had as a United fan going to Old Trafford. With 2-1 win against Barcelona, a 4-3 FA Cup quarter-final win last year. It was magical, but as much as I love him, and I did almost cry whenever I saw the news, I'm not surprised he went, because I'm actually quite surprised he didn't go after a Spurs game, to be honest with you. The Spurs game was shocking, and I just think it was always going to happen. And then, unfortunately, we shouldn't have lost on Sunday. The penalty given against us was shocking. Everyone knows that. You know, Danny Ings goes down after Dillett hardly touches him, and he also handles the ball before he gets fouled. But, you know, I think it had to happen. I think it happening 2 days before a cup game was quite stupid. And, you know, these next 2 weeks are massive. You know, we've got 4 games at Old Trafford in the space of 2 weeks. We have Chelsea on Sunday. Do I think Rude will still be on the job by Sunday? No, hopefully not, because, well, no matter who the manager is, I can't see us getting a result against Chelsea. I just think they're too good, and, you know, today we should win anyway. Even if it was Ten Hag in charge, I think we would have won, and we should win. But, you know, Rude has a chance tonight to showcase what he's about. I think he'll go for the same system, but, you know, I am sad he's gone because I loved him, but, you know, I think it had to happen.
Yeah, and look, I don't think there's any harm about crying over football. I think men cry over football all the time, and we're not going to speak about Friday night. Daniel sat in spoons and was not a happy man after this.
After Chris Wood scored twice.
We can start talking now. But you look at that game on Sunday. Had either Dalot finished that chance that reeked of a Steven Gerrard, Roy Hodgson moment, or had that penalty not been given, had it been a draw, do you reckon he would have stayed in his job? Because I think he would have done.
Yeah, I think he would have, but I was saying, well, first half on Sunday we were definitely a better team. That's the thing. I don't think the performance was a problem. It was just the result, and I think any Austin Jim Ratcliffe would just win for a result to happen to pull the trigger, and I think Sunday was the last straw. You know, winning 4 league games, not even, well, it's 5. We've only got 5 wins this entire season. Barnsley 7-0, and then you have Fulham at the start, Brentford 2 weeks ago, and Southampton. So teams we should be beating, and we're also dropping points to teams we should be. You know, West Ham didn't even have Kudus on Sunday, who's their danger man. You know, so it was always going to happen at some point, and, you know, unfortunately Sunday was the time. But it's almost better to get it over and done with, and then when the new manager comes in, hopefully, and he has a good chunk of a season to try right the wrongs that Ten Hag had.
And obviously this is Ineos's first big decision, really. Do you think it's the right one? You said he felt it had to happen.
Yeah.
Do you think it's the right one? And what are your thoughts on Ineos at the moment? Because I'm already hearing criticism from the United fan base, which I think is fair.
Yeah, well, I think it's their second biggest decision, because I think the first one was in the summer after the FA Cup final. I think keeping him, giving him a new contract, which to me, you know, you give him a new contract and then you sack him 2 months later. So you have to spend 17 million to buy him out of his contract, which, you know, we could just let him go for free in the summer. But, you know, I think after the FA Cup final, they only did it because, one, Tommy Tuchel and other managers turned him down, and also the fans wanted him to stay. And, you know, I think all the fans, myself included, thought we would turn it around this season. You know, all our players were back, apart from Luke Shaw, who, to be honest, is completely useless. Malacia. You know, Luke Shaw's injured again. Ten Hag said that on Sunday, but the press conference didn't come out because he got sacked the next day. But now, Ineos, as long as they appoint the right man, you know, I think it maybe pulled the trigger a bit too late, but at the same time, it's just they need to show the fans that they can make right decisions, and the next week will show us what they're about.
And then touching on that new man, Ruben Amorim, from Sporting CP, has more or less been confirmed as the new Manchester United manager for 10 million.
Mm-hmm.
What were your initial thoughts on that appointment?
Well, I'll not lie, I don't watch Portuguese football, but
who does?
You know, I've heard of the system he likes to play. I know that people have said it's not the United way, you know, with 3-4-3, with possession, control and football, but at the same time, you know, playing the United way, Ollie did it shows that it doesn't work. At the same time, I think, you know, you have passengers, you know, I don't think Rashford will fit into the system because it's very much high press, and you know, Rashford doesn't do that, he's quite lazy, and yeah, it's just need to clear out a lot of the players. He needs to bring his own players in, you know. It'll be a bit like Ten Hag. We'll probably get Gyökeres in, Inacio in. He already has a Guardiola who played from, you know, Bruno played. He was teammates with Victor Lindelof, so, you know, he knows quite a few of the players well, and I hope it works. I'd like to see a different formation tried, because I think we've been using the 4-2-3-1 for basically since Mourinho got sacked, and, you know, I think a change would be nice.
And you touch on those players there who could sort of lose out in this system. You named Rashford, which I think is a fair one. Does Bruno fit into the system? A 3-4-3 where you've got two midfielders who've got to be really on it. I can't see him particularly being a winger.
Yeah.
I don't know if Bruno fits in potentially. You know, Ugarte is obviously going to be a massive winner from this.
Mm-hmm.
You can see something like Gyökeres coming in, obviously, Inacio and Diamande, two very good centre-backs he's at Sporting. And he will need to bring some across because, look, you've got three very good centre-backs and Martinez and Yoro. But bar that, is the depth there, Lindelof, Maguire and Evans?
No, I think Johnny Evans could easily fit into that system, to be honest.
the Northern Irish is coming out. But what passengers can you see? I think obviously at left back there needs to be an exit, if not two exits, and you know, because they're not wing backs, they can't run full stop. Right back potentially, you know, Mazraoui can obviously be attacking because we've seen that he played as a 10 for God's sake. Probably a good job Wan-Bissaka's already left because you couldn't particularly see him doing that position. But I'm looking through the squad. Anthony's obviously already on the chopping block from reports we've heard, and not surprising. £97 million was it for?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
I don't have any fidget spinners, but so yeah, there's going to be people who are going to lose out on this. To sort of bring it back to the main point here, you're looking at this decision, the coaching. The coaching staff. We've heard people say potentially United might be keeping on members of the coaching staff, or is Amorim going to be allowed to bring his his group across more or less? How key do you feel it is for Amorim to fully be given the reins to United and say, look, like Ten Hag sort of was in the summer, do what you want because this club needs to reset?
Yeah. To be fair, if Ineos are bringing him in, it's going to be Ineos' man. So I think you're going to have to. You know, you don't really want the same scenario with Ten Hag, because it got to a point where he's just bringing his former players, which at a point is good because you know they're going to fight for you. But I think I think he will bring his own staff in. Obviously, I saw reports that Van Nistelrooy is expecting to leave once the manager comes in. So he's only been there at United 2 months. But our assistant manager Eric brought in will probably leave. I could see the likes of Darren Fletcher leaving as well. I think he'll want a whole reshape of the backroom staff, which is probably needed because you need people with fresh ideas. There's no point keeping people on. At the same time, I think whenever Ten Hag came in, bringing back Steve McLaren was perfect because he was someone who enjoyed very massive success with Fergie in '99. He knew the club, so he could help Eric. I actually think his decision to get rid of him on the likes of Benny McCarthy maybe impacted the players. Rashford had his best season once Benny McCarthy came in. They had quite a good friendship. But it'll be interesting. And you touched on players who might not fit the system. He doesn't actually play with traditional wingers. He plays with inside forwards. So I think Bruno off the right or the left coming inside would probably be the best. I think Joshua Zirkzee will not be in the plans because, to be fair, from what I've seen of him this season, I don't think he's good enough. I've said he's not a striker. He's a 9.5, and then you have Bruno.
You said that as well.
Yeah, you're not gonna drop Bruno for him. Haaland is still raw, even though he's like 22. I think now. He had a full season. Still think he's still not a finished product. But you bring in Yoker as someone who was at Brighton, who didn't do too well at Brighton, and went to a championship, did well, and then got his move to Portugal. So it's kind of like you're bringing back someone who flopped. But you look at Mo Salah. Mo Salah flopped for Chelsea, and then he came back. Yeah, exactly. So just have to hope it is. This is right.
And then, do you think it will be a success?
I hope it's a success. Realistically, it's the biggest problem is the standards we set for ourselves. I think a lot of United fans are too optimistic, saying that we should be in the top 5 here. We're not even the 6th best team in England anymore. Villa, Chelsea, Newcastle, even Spurs. So you've got 7 better teams than us. It's just the Europa League's where it's at. We need to win the Europa League this year, and I think AMORIM can come in and do that. We beat Leicester tonight. We're in the quarterfinals of the Carabao Cup. So I think a trophy again, but at the same time we've seen a trophy doesn't define you with Ten Hag. But I think he'll do well. It'll be exciting to see his formation and working.
And then, last but not least, with the kick-off in 2-3 hours' time.
Yeah.
In Rude's only game for Manchester United.
Yeah.
How do you see it playing out?
Well, we're up against quite an easy opposition, to be honest. A team who are struggling this season. I could see it going the way Barnsley did. Struggling.
We're 2 places below you.
Yeah, well, we're struggling too, but should be winning it. So I don't really think if he goes in and smashes these lot, I don't really think I'll be going to give him a contract. Hopefully we do, and if we don't win, then we must be awful.
If you don't win, you're having a card tonight.
Yeah, I probably will.
And on that note of men sharing their emotions, we'll finish off the video there. Thank you very much, Ethan.
No problem.
I would wish you good luck for tonight, but I really don't mean it. And I'll catch you all again in the next video. See ya!